Good morning, garden friends. Today is work in the garden day. Okay, that's funny. What day am I not working in the garden? But today we are going to be focusing on getting my roses trimmed back. And you might be thinking, why are you doing that? Because let me tell you something. When the roses go through their first flush, which ends up being so full and vibrant, I allow the flowers to go ahead and, do their thing. But right now, they look a little tired. And what I end up doing is cutting all of my roses back after that first flush of flowers to where, number one, they're nice and even, because I really don't like how you may end up having stragglies sticking up. So I like to get them all shaped and cut down. Anything that is dead, get that cut out. Anything that is crossing over, I get that cut out, because then I will be able to have another flush. And I do this multiple times throughout the season to where I am still having roses bloom like this full come November. So let me go ahead and get my gloves on, because these prickers over here are no joke. Kevin is actually so he can get the grass cut, because like I said, we both work full-time jobs, and in order to stay on top of the garden and have it looking nice, we take every opportunity to work out in the garden. And then it's a beautiful day. So I was going to put the cloth down for the petals that may end up falling off, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'll blow it out once I get done. And then I'm also going to be cutting back the leaves for my hyacinths that have bloomed and are done. But I did not realize, and I think on another video I had stated that I could not grow calla lilies. Tell me why. I had moved them and thought, okay, if it ends up taking, it takes. They are actually growing. So once I get it cleaned out, I'll be able to show you guys that the calla lilies are actually coming back for me. And then two, the other reason for getting these guys trimmed down, because my strawberry vanilla and also Annabelle, my Annabelle is blooming. So I want to be able to showcase that while the roses are getting rejuvenized and the new buds are forming. So let's go ahead and get these guys cut down. Oh, and then the other thing that I'm going to be doing when you're clipping them back, and to keep it from being all congested in the inside, you want to look for the leaf that is on the outside where you cut it. I mean, that still had a bud on it, but like I said, I want it more uniform. And then also, I don't know if it's not aphids and it's not Japanese beetles, but something was munching on these roses, not any of my other roses in the garden. So, I want to also be able to fit it out, see if I can see anything, but then I'm also going to treat the rose bush. And then there's actual new growth in here that is going to actually be in line with where I am trimming these down to. And then, like I said, I have a white lily back there that I also want the vibrant color of the burgundy leaves to show through while the roses are, regrouping. And then this is the other thing, you know, by doing this, and like I said, opening up the center, it'll help allow for more air circulation because my roses stay full, you know, so and that's part of the reason why I stay on top of keeping them full. All right, guys, you know how I do it. I'm going to go ahead and get this knocked out, and then I'll end up showing you how nicely manicured it ends up looking. I've gotten all the roses cut back, and now you can see my white leaf. And now the focal point in my garden for right now is going to be my strawberry vanillas and my, oh my God, I keep forgetting what those are. Annabelles. So I'm going to go ahead and get the petals blown out. I know I'm not going to get them all out, but just wanted to be able to get most of them. But let me show you guys that my calla lilies have come back. And then that way you can also get a better view of how nice and neat the roses look. All right, so like I said, by having them more uniformed, you can see my white geely, my Japanese amenities that these guys have literally taken over. Oh, they got blown too hard from the blower, but they'll pop back up. I'm not worried about those. And then guys, here's my canna. I cannot believe that this guy actually came back. And then I have these elephant ears. Oops, this piece of grass I missed. That I initially had them here, and I love the dark color so that when the amenities and the roses do their next flush, that'll look nice. And then too, that got blown over too. It gives these guys room to come up. So, all right, 3 roses down. I think I got 37 more to do. All right, I'm going to start on these 3. As you can see, there is new growth, so I'm going to be careful on these ones and mainly just get the dead flowers and get them shaped up so that they can be nice and orderly. But look at all of that new growth. This one here, I might hold off and just clip off some of the dead ones because this one actually bloomed a little later. And I think the reason why is this is sort of under the eave of the deck, the floor of the deck, and it may not have been getting that hot direct sun. So but yeah, so let me go ahead and get these guys knocked out. Now my one that I had there in the pot, I'm actually going to be putting it in the ground because it had been in the pot probably about 3 years. And one of the things that I notice is, you know, when I do leave the roses in the pots, they don't do as well as the ones that are in the ground. But I have another little one that I rescued that I'm going to put in a pot and put over here, and it's yellow. And I think that yellow will look nice in between this very soft pink color. All right, so let me go ahead and get these guys shaped up and the yellow one put in the pot. These guys are all done. Nice and shaped up, and like I said, got tons of new growth that's going to be on there. And let me show you guys this. Like I said, this is part of the reason why I do cut them back because I already got new shoots, little small ones coming up. And then that way it allows for more blooms for me to be able to have. Now, the rose that was in that pot that I put in the ground, let me show you where I put that at. I actually, because I want more color back here, and while a lot of these plants are shade, you know, guys, I get a lot of sun that comes through here later on in the day. So I went ahead and cut off all the dead stuff and planted it here. And I think having that pink roses over here will look really nicely, and then it'll add some shade for my hygge when it gets super, super hot down here in Georgia. Now, the one thing that I will probably do is, I forget the name of that plant, I'll put it up, but I think I'm gonna have to move it from there because this rose does get kind of big. But while it's still little, I'm gonna probably move it, but I'm not gonna move it until I start working on my hellebores. As you see, I still have some nice looking flowers on here, but I want to be able to come in here and get this cleaned up and, you know, get all the flowers cut off, because more than likely this fall I'm going to be thinning these guys out, because let me show you, these guys are so horrific. Look at all those babies in there. So I think, and I don't, it isn't, I think, I know, I'm going to thin out some of these and probably sell or donate them for somebody else to enjoy in their garden. All right, now let me show you the rose that I rescued that I am going to put in the pot that this one was in over there where the other, or the other roses are. All right, guys, this is the rose that I rescued. I'm going to end up cutting it all the way back, get all this dead stuff off of here, and let it do what it needs to do. Get it into some rich soil and get it fed. So that is my next project after I get done planting up the bed that I did the first clippings of the rose. And let me show you what I'm going to put there. All right, guys, look at what I got from my girlfriend. Oh my gosh. Look at this beautiful coleus. And I got some Proven Winners Diamond Frost. I think I'm going to put these guys in some hanging baskets, on some hanging baskets that I'm going to be doing. And then this here is, oh, what did she tell me? Oh, I don't know, but it's pretty. And then I got some Angelonias. I got me 2 Gumfrinas. These here are, what are these are Sylvias. I think they're blue. They're not Proven Winners, I don't think. Oh yeah, here's a better color. Look at that. I think they just store them in there. And then some begonias, as she told me, could handle the sun, but I'm actually going to put them in an area that gets just the morning sun. So let me go ahead and get all of this stuff loaded up so I can get it planted in the backyard. All right, this is part of the batch of flowers that I got from my garden buddy. So I'm going to go ahead and weave all of these begonias in here where I had the pansies and the violas, because they said that it could handle sun. And right now this is still the morning sun early afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys planted over here. So this bed will end up being done. Okay, so this is how I'm going to lay these out, and I'm so loving it because, you know, I end up having that pop of color with the pink, and then my candy tuft still has a little bit of the white on it, but, you know, they will end up being all green because they're almost done. And then once my roses bloom, and then my Annabelles and my strawberry vanilla hydrangeas, that is just going to look nice here. So let me go ahead and get these planted. I'm going to put some biotone in it and then go ahead and get it watered, and then this bed will be done. All right, guys, so I got everything planted, and then what I did was the two gumfrinas. I put one there, and then I put one here. So that this is like really nice and full. One of my Annabelles, which I did not realize I had planted it this close. Here is another one of the calla lilies. So I'm kind of hoping that this guy will end up doing good. Man. All right, guys, this is the rose bush that I am rescuing. Look how bad of shape it's in. So what I'm gonna do is get this guy all cut down, all this dead stuff off of it. I do see, like right here, there are some shoots that look like they're salvageable, but I'm gonna cut it hard and get this into some good soil, and then gonna put it in this pot. This was the blue pot, but because it was chipping, I went ahead and put a nice fresh coat of paint on it. So let me go. I ended up cutting it down, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off all the leaves and let the energy be for pushing out new leaves and also new roses. So I got some really good container soil. It's called Miracle Grow Performance Organic Container Soil. So I'm going to pull all these leaves off, and it's just going to be pretty much the sticks, so that all the energy is going towards pushing out new leaves and flowers. Today is May 13th. So as you can see, I cut it all the way back to call the leaves off of it. And then this spot is ideal because it gets morning sun, and it'll allow it to slowly acclimate to the pot and the rich soil, and then hopefully I will end up getting new shoots on it. I will keep you posted. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get this and that rose done. I don't know what I was thinking about, thinking I was going to get all of these roses trimmed down, plus get sidetracked to where I'm going to be planting some angelonias and then also some blue mist over there. But let me go ahead and get all the dead stuff cut off. This rose, and then that one over there, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. All right, so I got that rose bush cut down, and there were some roses that are still within the shape that I want, that I kept on there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the angelonias and the blue miss sprea planted. And then the other thing that I'm gonna be doing, guys, is I am changing up my mulch. I follow the millennial gardener, and he stated it wasn't really mulch. And this is my thing. I'm all about the environment. So we are going to be moving to the cedar to put in all of my beds. And this is the thing, while it is a little bit more, I think in the long run, it'll be a lot healthier, probably last longer. So let me go ahead and get these plants in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the mulch put down on this bed. And you know, the one thing that we had stated, you know, it'll definitely change the look of the garden, you know, but I'm okay with that because I think this is just a better material to be using. So let me go ahead and get these plants planted, and then I'll get this area mulched. All right, so I got the bed all done. I ended up planting some angelonias there, and then some salvia here and there. And then, like I said, oh, and then this here is Disanthemum. And like I said, I am going to start utilizing the cedar. Pretty much did the same thing on this side with the salvia in the 2 spots. And then I put the angelonias over here. So this is looking really good. And like I said, part of the reason of me going with the cedar chips is I want to make sure I'm paying for what I think it is. And I think this looks really nice. All right, garden friends, I got a lot of projects done today. While I did not get all of my roses trimmed back, that'll be something that I'll be working on throughout the week to make sure that they are pruned around the same time. Partly because I got sidetracked planting up the flowers that I got from my garden friend. Well, thank you again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner, and I look forward to you checking out my next video.